In this session, we're going to continue our journey through Advent. We're going to focus on the second week of Advent. And in the reading, the first reading according to Isaiah, this is what it says. A voice cries out in the desert, prepare the way of the Lord. Make straight in the wasteland a highway for our God. Make straight a highway. Think about that concept, that idea of God traveling in this highway, on this highway into our heart, that we have to clear the space. He goes on to say that every valley shall be filled in, every mountain and hill shall be made low. The rugged land shall be made plain, and the rough country a broad valley. In other words, that highway that he's talking about is a highway that allows our God to come in. And when we focus on Psalm 85 and the gesture, the prayer motion, I'd like to focus on one gesture in particular to help bring out this meaning, this idea of God coming in. And that is, grant us. This is what the gesture looks like. There's an opening, there's a space, there's a path. As we say, Lord, grant us your salvation. Lord, in this prayer we start out and we say, Lord. Simply what we're doing is just creating the space to stop and think that God is here now, that the Lord is with us, surrounds us, is here, not as in some distant place, but rather, Lord, let us see your kindness. Open my eyes so that I can see what it is that you want me to see. And others in your creation, help me to see your kindness and grant us salvation. So tying in that idea of, that highway, it's a great analogy to remove any barriers, especially as we continue during this Advent season, in anticipation for our Lord to come, to be hopeful that our Lord is with us, Emmanuel. And then in the Gospel according to St. Mark, John the Baptist is the one crying out in the desert. He is the one that makes way, that the path, creates that idea of one coming after him to make straight that path. So think about, in this time, what it is that we can do to fill in the spaces in our life. Whatever mountains or whatever is, the barrier that's in the way, how do we clear that out so that the path, that highway that God travels on, that's spoken about in Isaiah, how can we open that up so that he can come and be with us?
Lord, let us see